Internet. I am back after my long procrastination that resulted in me not posting any videos to give you a January wrap-up and February TBR in the middle of February, because that's how I roll. No one's shocked, are they? First off, I'm sorry for the messy bookshelf. It's too lazy to clean it, and if my camera's a little tilted, like what you're watching's a little crooked, I apologize to all those that will bug. I can't. What I'm using to have it stand is very weird, and I just hope I'm just imagining all the crookedness. January was actually a really good reading month for me. I actually read 7 books in January, okay? Like, that's the most binge reading I've ever done, I think, in my whole life. Like, I am serious. I don't usually read, like, 7 books a month, so I'm really, really proud of myself, and I don't know if it's because I really just wanted to beat my friend at reading those 6 books that you had to read for class or not, but I'm glad I did. Okay, so 4 of the 6 books that I read this past month, I actually do not have in my possession. I got them all from my library. So I will be showing them off of my little phone because I'm not one of those suave, cool, high-tech YouTubers or booktubers in general that can, insert it on the screen. I'm way too lazy and not techie enough to do that. So, yeah. The first book I read this month was Prisoner of Night and Fog. Sorry that you can't see the title. My lighting's, again, awful, and I have to use my stupid phone because I'm not tech savvy. I really hate myself. Basically, this book's about a girl who is in 1930s Germany, and she is the family friend / niece of Adolf Hitler. Hold on. He ain't a good guy in this story. She proceeds to fall in love with a Jew, which seems like a really bad thing to do. Get to see the rhyming I did there? Okay. So anywho, by falling in love with this news reporting Jew, she finds out things about her Uncle Dolph that she didn't really consider before. That maybe he's manipulative, maybe he's a psychopath, and maybe her father's death wasn't as willing as she thought it was. So, if you like action and historical fiction and World War II and romance, this is a book for you. I'm not going to show you it again because it's just gonna, yeah. The next book I read was the cutest little romance book about a girl whose best friend went missing when she was 7 years old, and 10 years later, they find him again, and he has to come back to school and readjust to life, and of course she's trying to make him feel better, but she, of course, then falls in love with him, and that is Oliver. Really, go read it. It's so adorable. It's so cute. The next book I read was Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda. If you want a quick read that's going to make you laugh, it's going to make you smile, and it's about cute little romance, you're going to love this one, I promise. The next book I read was Through the Woods, a graphic novel. Now, if you ever remember the books Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark when you were a kid, if you ever read those, these are like the grown-up, pretty version of it that kind of give you a creepypasta vibe. Each one is a different short story, and they get creepier with each turn of the page. The last book that I do not own that I read, and was actually the last book of January that I read, was When We Collided. It's a beautiful book that talks about both romance and mental illness, but doesn't romanticize it and shows that it's an actual thing people have to struggle with, but they can still have relationships and still better themselves through it. And if you just want another cute yet sad book to read, this is the one to do it. The next book I read was a classic, and even though I had to read it because of school, I would have eventually read it anyway. And that was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And just for a warning, the monster's neither green nor stupid. He's actually kind of cool. If you ever read the Madman Czar trilogy, think Edward in the beast form, and that's pretty much the creature. Also, Benedict Cumberbatch did the play on this, so I mean, look some of those videos up on YouTube. And the last book, but not really the last book I read, that I'm going to show you is The Siren by Kiera Cass. Kiera Cass? I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm just gonna bullcrap my way through it. Basically, it's a new twist on sirens, and if you like Selection series, I would take up this book, even though it's nothing like the Selection series. It is in the same writing style that makes it easy to read, and it is very enjoyable, but it is very mushy, gushy, cliche, so forewarning you. Now now it is time for the books I plan to read this month. The book I am currently reading is one that I started a while ago, had to stop, and now I'm re-picking it up, and I just can't wait to finish it, so I'm done with the trilogy, and I love it, and I talk about it all the time. I literally just talked about it like 5 seconds ago. A Cold Legacy. It is the third book in the Madman's Daughter trilogy, and I'm telling you nothing because spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. The next book is one I got back in October, and I have yet to read it because I am procrastinating everything in my life. And that is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I heard such good things about it, and I remember seeing this cover in Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, I want it. Like, I didn't even know what it's about. I want it. And so I put it on my birthday list, and then I found out what it was about. I'm like, that's great. I heard a few booktubers talk about it. They said it was great, and so now I shall read it. And I think I shall love it. The next 2 books, which realistically I'll probably only get 1 done, is 2 reads. And that is A Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. Now, honestly, I'll probably get through this one or have to read this into March because I am pretty slow at reading. January was an exception because of all the contemporary. But I do hope to read these because I fled through the last 4 books when I was younger, and I feel like I didn't get to appreciate them enough, and so I want to go back and appreciate them like I should. So that is it for my January wrap-up and February TBR. Put down in the comments below what you read this past January, what you plan to read now, and like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, well, why are you here still? Thanks for the view. Goodbye.